everybody. Here today we're going to be working on understanding a little bit more about layering and GIMP. I'm working on comic book sequences, and I have a concept where I have this image background. This is the entrance to Brickersville. This is the Pirates Cove, and we are putting characters into the scene as they enter Brickersville. So here we have the Unbird. It's called the Unbird because it is it doesn't have a name and it doesn't exist. So it's an Unbird. Maybe the name will change later. Here we are going to be adding more characters, and so in the show folder I have a number of others. Here we have another bird. We'll call him Blue Pea. Blue Parrot, Blue Pea. Rotate. So I am in GIMP. GIMP is a great tool. It's open source and free to use. And what I've been using it for mostly is layering. And if you're not familiar with layering, it's as if you have a transparency and you draw on one, and then you put it on top of another and you draw on the other one. So then you have layers of color and transparency. So with this image, the way I would do it is I would do a crop so that I just get the parts of the bird that I want to work with. The less you have in the scene, the better, because you don't want to have to cut out too much, to worry about too many variations in color. Already we have several. So we're going to do a select by color. And so I'm going to do this here. So it selected a whole bunch of things, even here in between the eyes. Not too worried about that, but if there were colored pieces that got selected, then that would be really problematic. And so then we can do edit, cut. So now we're finding that we don't have an alpha channel. An alpha channel, as I understand it, again, all my information comes organically as I experience it. An alpha channel is where you allow the use of a transparent layer. So it's like changing your background to a transparency. And see, that's what we did right there. So here, let's do this and delete, and there. Now what you're going to see is exactly what we're seeing here, that because it is, I think, what type of file is it? A JPEG. JPEG has a bit-based format, and it looks like it averages the colors so to smooth out the transitions in different colors. What does that mean? Well, I'll show you what it means. Let's do a zoom. If we zoom in really close here, we can see how there's some speckling that occurs, and see how this is dark here and this is blue, and between the blue and the dark it smooths it out, right? So there's no sharp edge. Again, I don't know a lot about it. It's just based on my observation. So that's what we're working on. So now I can just take the eraser, and I use a hard brush because it's just easier. So let's select, select none. So this is going to take a little while for you to figure it out, but once you figured it out, then it's not as hard. Then it becomes second nature. So I'm just going around and doing a little editing, cleaning up. You see here, this is a knot right there. So I'm trying to get rid of the knot. But if I did that select by color, it would have been huge, right? This works for quick cut, paste sort of thing, which is about all I do with it. So here we have a lot of tan that got left over because it wasn't the right shade of tan. So color, let's do select color again. Select that color. Wait. Okay, so that's looking better. Select none. See how it's a little untidy here? Not going to worry too much about that. Obviously, I'm no expert, right? Just a little bit of learning. It's about layering, so I can do some cool stuff. A little bit of layering. Okay, there we go. So that's one skill the kids are going to be learning here. Okay, so edit, copy. Next, we set it on top of, turn off this layer. Edit, paste as new layer, right? It's going to take a while. Must be high res. Okay. So we want it to be behind between the two railings. So in order to do that, I'm going to have to isolate one of the railings in the foreground so that I can layer it on top of everything else. But for right now, we'll just set it there. So now the bird is going up the stairs. So then we can do save as. Let's do file, export as bird 2. And here it's a PNG. Or is it a JPG? I'm not really sure.